Hi everyone, it is Dovie with Simply Dovie, and you know how Pokemon is such the craze right now, that Pokemon Go, so I thought that I would do a little tutorial on how to make these cute Pokemon Pokeball fondant cupcake toppers. Let's get started. So in order to get started, we're going to need some materials, and we're going to have white fondant, red fondant, black fondant, a roller, and this is a 2.5 inch circle and a 2 1/4 circle. And then I'm going to be using the bottom of these flowers. They're just a couple smaller graduated sizes and circles there. I have my little X-Acto knife, and I have I don't know what you call this tool, but it kind of helps pull up stuff. And I do have a little bit of Crisco, or you can use a little bit of powdered sugar and wax paper. Okay, so we're going to start. We're going to just put down a little bit of Crisco on the table here. You can, of course, use your powdered sugar if you want. I prefer Crisco. And I have a little piece of wax paper here. And I'm going to roll out. And I need my fondant. And I'm going to roll it out. Just roll it out. This is going to be the base of our Pokeball. And I do use the wax paper to cut on. Actually, let me roll it out just a bit more. And I'm going to take the 2.5 inch circle cutter and cut it. And make sure that you store your fondant back in the bag so it doesn't get dried out. I would just let this sit for a bit, and then we will try and smooth out the edges around it. Let's see. Smooth out the edges. Oh wait, it's not rough looking. Okay. Now we're going to make the red half of our Pokeball. And the same thing. You want to knead your fondant before you roll it out. You can roll this one a bit thinner, but since we're going to have the base there. Let's see. I'm going to use the 2 1/4 cutter and cut out a red circle. Okay. And I'm going to smooth out the edges on this as well. Put that to the side for now. And then I need some more white to make the white bottom half of the Pokeball. Try and make this the same thickness as the red one you rolled out, you cut out there. The 2 1/4 cutter again. I'm just going to wipe off some of that red fondant with a towel there. Okay. Just smooth the edges on this one also. I don't think I mentioned, but you're going to need a little bit of fondant glue. and the fondant glue is just a bit of warm water, and I pinched off just a little bit of the white fondant and put it in here and let it melt. And you just need a little bit of it. And a paintbrush. You can tell my paintbrush has been used, washed many times. But then when we use it, we're just going to use a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use it's a bit larger than see how they're graduated sizes there. And I'm going to just put it in the middle of the Pokeball, or the red circle, and cut that part out. And then do the same for the white one. And we can just remove those pieces. And we can put them back in our bag. And of course you can wear gloves if you're making these for, you know, a birthday party. Other people are going to eat it, but this is going to be for my son. I think I need to get a new... Okay, now what we're going to do is going to take our black fondant. We don't need a lot. And knead it, and then roll it out. And then we're going to use the bigger circle there. I don't really know the sizes of those, but it's the bottom of one of my flower cutters. Oh, we're going to need the black still, so let's not puff that up. And then we're going to take the bit smaller one, and we're going to cut out the circle right in the middle of that. And I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. That way it kind of dries a bit, and whenever I remove the middle circle there, well, actually, let me try and remove the circle. I just don't want to, yeah, it's not going to, I don't want to really move that outer circle there so it doesn't stretch out. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut both the red and the white circle that I've already got the little circle cut out in half. And kind of brush up the edges. And I'm just going to use this as a guide to make sure that I make them even. Okay. And now we're going to need to cut just a little bit more off because we want to fit, there's a black stripe on a Pokeball, so we're going to cut just a bit more off the white one. Okay. I'm going to take our white bottom there and use a little bit of our glue. Actually, I'm going to start with the red. Now I take it, I'm going to flip it, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the fondant glue on the bottom. Then I'm going to stick it. There's going to be just a little lip on this Pokeball. Okay. Then I'm going to take the white, put some of the glue on it. Oh, I need to cut some of the the red off. Should probably do that before you glue it down. But that's simple if you forget. Okay. Kind of line them up. Okay. And I think that's probably dried enough. So let's see if it's going to fit in there before I glue it down. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to put the white on last. Okay, so let me put a little bit of the glue on the bottom. Put a little bit more glue on this white. And when you put the white down, just leave a little space because we are going to put the black in between. I'm going to put the black in between the red and the white there. Okay. So let's just cut a little bit of our, just going to roll this just a bit more. Okay, and I'm just cutting a thin strip of the black off. Hopefully it's thin enough. If not, I'll have to go back and cut some more off. It's really thin there. Okay. Let's see. That should fit in there. Okay, so it's about that size. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the base there, on the red, the white, and the bottom. And then just even it out some. The same side, same with this side. Put a little bit of the fondant glue. I just need to open that up a bit more to fit. Yep. Okay, and then we're almost done. Let me put away all my fondant here so it doesn't dry out. And in the middle of the Pokeball is a white circle. Let me just okay. So I'm going to roll out more white fondant. Bad thing about white, it can pick up all the other colors that you're using. And I'm going to use the smaller one because that's what I cut the inside of the Pokeball with. Okay. Then I'm going to put some of my fondant glue on the bottom of that and stick it in the middle. and kind of push it to where it fills it in. Okay, now we're going to put black around the outer edge of the Pokeball. So we're going to roll it out. We're going to use our big circle cutter to cut it. And then we're going to use our next cutter to cut that. You give it a few seconds. We're going to put our fondant glue around the ball. And then we're just going to pop it on there. Okay, I'm actually going to cut it so I can get this to go on there a bit better. Just pat it down on there. Put a little bit of glue underneath that one. And there's the Pokeball. And you could just stick this on a cupcake, and these are edible, so they can eat them. There you go. If you'd like to see more of these videos, give it a thumbs up and write in the comments on what you'd like to see my next tutorial to be on. Bye!